How has your therapist been a benefit to you? How long have you been going? How'd you get in? Like, what is the fruit you've seen?
So I got in through a program called EAP. It's through my wife's work insurance.
Okay.
So when I had confessed to her my porn addiction, I also confessed it to my pastors as well. I confessed it to some brothers at church that I'm really close with as well for accountability purposes. And so when I became open about these things, I also became open to the thought of therapy, of seeing a counselor, of seeing somebody I can sit down and talk to about my inner feelings. So, and that's just something that I never considered previously. Now, I'm such a strong advocate for therapy. I think therapy is so good for everyone. I think society kind of shows us like, if you have therapy, then you have absolute serious problems. And it's like, that's not really the case. Sometimes I just can't figure things out on my own. I can't really put my finger on it.
Yeah.
So I seek professional help to help me kind of bring some light, shine some light on some things.
Is your therapist a Christian?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
He identifies himself as a therapist who's a Christian, not a Christian therapist.
That's good. Yeah, so it's kind of like the same principle of like saying I'm not a black, like you don't put anything before Christian.
Right.
Right, you're a Christian first and then therapist.
Right.
Yeah.
And so to answer your question, I've been meeting with him for at least a month and a half now.
Every week?
Every Friday.
Okay, nice.
Every Friday, 6:00, we have a Zoom meeting. We talk for 45 minutes. I share with him some concerns or stuff that's happened in my life recently.
Yeah.
Kind of helps me just kind of figure out, like, what do you think triggered your anger? What do you think triggered that moment where you responded in a way that you shouldn't have?
Just getting really introspective.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he'll give me, I like it because he gives me practical ways on how to overcome these things or how to get myself to a point where I can feel grounded, where I'm not consumed by my thoughts, and then I can feel grounded. So then I can approach the situation with a clear mind.
Wow.
And with clean eyes.
Sounds like you got a good one.
Oh man, bro, he's amazing. My boy Eric, he's great, man. He's solid and he's a lot younger than me. I think so. I haven't asked his age because sometimes I don't know if that's an appropriate question.
Yeah.
But
like you're younger than me, but you're giving me life advice.
I know, but you telling me what to do? You think you're better than me?
Yeah, you gotta figure it out, son. No, I do feel like a lot of the therapists, at least from my experiences talking with a few of them that I've met, it seems like they were at a place where they needed a therapist, so they became a therapist. Like they kind of went through trauma,
for sure.
So they want to help other people through trauma.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, I mean that's why I'm such a strong advocate for it because I think we all need, to some extent. I'm not saying we all out here thinking things that shouldn't go down. I mean, I don't know everyone's thoughts, but
of course.
I think it's healthy to sit down with somebody because I mean, we can both agree mental health is a serious issue in the society.
Yes.
And some of us, we, like for a lot of people, we take our mental health and we just, oh, this is me.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. And if you sit down with somebody and allow them to help you figure things out, I mean,
yeah. And it's so funny that it's so weird that there's a stigma on it, especially considering that I've never heard anyone say like, I went to therapy and it was bad or like this happened because of it's always like good things.
It's always
like,
good things.
I've always heard like good stories of like improving and like, oh, I actually like feel a lot better. And like, oh, wow, I have somebody that's an outside perspective giving me insightful thoughts about this situation that's going on in my family, that can really assess the situation without giving like a bias or like that TLC or that softball approach.
Or trying to diagnose you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, like I can imagine a lot of people, they don't like to be diagnosed, right? So it's like, okay, you don't want to be diagnosed, but you need some outlet for you to get whatever you're feeling out so you can feel more grounded.
Yeah.
So, and I think a therapist plays such a great role in that.
Well, good,
just giving you practical ways on how to just, take on every single day, day by day.
Yeah, I love that you're being open and you're encouraging people to consider that because I do feel like it would just be helpful to people, especially, and I think in the Christian space, this was my mentality at one point and then I shifted it. My mentality at one point was this, if you're listening and you have this mentality, I encourage you to shift it as well, is that my mentality about it was that like, I have Jesus though. Like, why would I need anybody else to like help me through this when I have like the Son of God like with me? When I have the Holy Spirit in me and is refining me and it's doing all these things, why would I need to go to somebody else that's man to help me with these issues? Mm-hmm. But then I started realizing like there is such thing as the Bible talks about like seeking good counsel.
Yeah.
So that good counsel could come from a therapist that can advise you and help you in the right direction. That's why I asked you if he was Christian, because I do feel like there's a difference between, somebody that's spirit filled and somebody that's worldly wisdom. You know what I mean? For sure. So it was important to ask that.
Well, because it's great because if I tell Eric like, hey, I'm like like for a season, I was scared to be home by myself because my mind would just drift off.
Yeah.
And I was fearful to be at home by myself. And so I would share that with Eric and say, you know, I don't want to be home even right now. So he would tell me, if you Google prayer rooms, there's 24-hour prayer rooms throughout Fort Worth and Dallas. So when you get out of work, you can go find a prayer room and you can be there for an hour, for however long you need until your wife gets home, and you just be there in God's presence. Like that's my therapy. Like that's my therapist talking to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's so dope that it's just like,
sounds like a boys and girls club though.
No, I'm saying
Till your wife gets home, kind of like
your wife gets home, she can come pick you up.
Home, she can pick you up.
She can pick you up. Unless she forgets about you. You're sitting on the curb.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to all the kids that got left on the
curb.
On the curb. Got picked up.
Eating at the snack bar. The Hot Pockets.
So, but it's just like conversations like that is really cool because it's things that I didn't think about. You know, I didn't think about finding that there's churches out there that have prayer rooms 24 hours a day.
Resources, bro. Resources.
Yeah. And so it's great to have a therapist who is like-minded.
Yeah.
Because they give you practical ways,
Yep.
right, to feel grounded. But then they also give you great counsel on how to, you know, even if it's temporary. And the thing is that he doesn't say you shouldn't be scared. Instead, he says, okay, well, let's figure something else out.
Yeah, he doesn't like condemn you. He validates what you got to say.
Because I think in his mind, if he knows if he can give me a way to approach things differently, then it'll give me some confidence to come back and say, you know what, I shouldn't be scared. And I'll make that decision for myself. He doesn't make it for me. And I make it up with myself, and it's so much more meaningful.
Thank you so much for being here, everybody. It was truly an honor. If you have the heart and you want to do more for the show, you can also share the Patreon with people. Please get it out there. Send it to your Christian friends or your follower of Jesus friends, and make sure they know about what we're doing here. It'd be truly helpful. So thank you so much. And please share the episode. Please just share I Like Birds with everybody you know. If you'd like to support us in another way, you can go get 21 Days in Africa on either ilikebirdsministry.com, which is our website, where you can also get shirts and make a one-time donation as well. Or you can go on Amazon, you can get it there as well. So thank you so much, David Uceta.
Hey.
Love you, bro. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.